Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
Happy Wednesday to you, everybody. We hope you're doing well wherever you may find yourself on this Wednesday. Of course, we have seen a little bit of sun. We've been seeing mostly to variably cloudy skies, and right now we have seen some stray showers that have begun to move in our region. That's all part of this area of a cold front that's going to be moving in, giving us some rain showers. Again, we need the rain. We've been doing pretty well so far for the year, at least say, but again, the month of September, we ended pretty dry on it, as even though we had some kind of minor, we had some fronts and some of the impacts from hurricanes and stuff of that nature, but not enough to do a sufficient zero in our drought departure. So we do need the rain, and this is all going to help us out with our leaf changing colors because of the cooler nights and because of the blue skies and also the rain that we're seeing this week. It's going to make our leaves and change colors pop a lot more as we get towards the latter part of this month, as that is when peak season is underway. And as you see here, we're going to be remaining kind of cool but near seasonable overnight lows anyway as we get towards this evening. Actually, we're going to be running above average, but this is what we supposedly have been feeling like during this hour right now. 60s and then quickly dropping off later on tonight to the 50s out there. Again, that rain chance will be moving in right now, about a 50% chance in the forecast for us tonight. So later on this evening, we're going to begin to see the front itself start to drive in moisture for us. It'll most likely give us a better chance of rain later overnight and then early tomorrow morning. So if you're getting your day started on your Thursday, just do know that it's going to be a wet start as you make the way out towards the bus stop out there. You may run into some patchy dense fog. If not, if you don't see any dense fog, you'll see cloud cover most likely. That's what I'm trying to get to. So now again, a lot of times if we didn't have any, if we saw rain during like early evening hours, during the summer months we get that thunderstorm activity. Then late at night you get that area of some lower level clouds, then most likely would develop fog. But in this case, you may wake up tomorrow morning with some light showers and or clouds to be the best bet. And as you see there, we're not going to be chilly or cold. We're going to be actually warm this evening because overnight lows will stay in the 50s. Again, that south breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And again, mild with those overnight showers will continue to impact our area as you make your way towards your Thursday. Now, tomorrow morning, you may wake up, again, like I said, to if you don't see rain, you'll see clouds. If you don't see clouds, you may see kind of just variably to partly cloudy skies. But early in the morning, later overnight hours, between the hours of 3 and about 6 a.m. is when we most likely will see, 1 and 3 a.m. we'll most likely see the bulk of the rain move into our area. So keep that in mind. 1 3 a.m. so overnight. So those light sleepers, you're going to most likely hear the rain if it falls heavily at times, which it could, and possibly even a rumble of thunder, which is why we have the possibility of that out there tomorrow early morning. By mid-morning and going into the afternoon, we may see a stray shower fire up again as the cold front itself won't actually be passing through the area sometime between 3 and 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. There's my times. 3 and 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon is when we'll see the cold front itself pass through our region. So again, if you're making plans tomorrow, just do know the first half of the day is going to be looking pretty gloomy, and then later in the afternoon we'll have some variably warm conditions, seasonable, so not too chilly. And again, 62 for Medicine, 70 Stewart as you make your way towards Ridgeway outside of Axton. There 72 there, 71 here in the city and the county. Same story as you make your way towards Rocky Mount, up towards Franklin County. There 70 outside of Ferrum College up there. So again, if you have plans tomorrow, just do note that later in the afternoon we're going to see mostly clear sky. We'll get a break in the activity. We may not remain mostly clear, but again, we'll most likely be variably to partly cloudy after the 1 o'clock hour. You're going to begin that wind moving in too, so you'll notice a bit of a wind shift as the cooler air is beginning to catch up with this for this upcoming weekend, because there's going to be another fronts that's going to begin to move in our areas as we make towards Sunday and Monday. We'll be ushering in highs only in the low to mid 50s. Overnight lows could possibly dip in the 20s to near freezing. So there's most likely a guaranteed best bet. Again, I'm not the one that makes the decision, but a potential frost or freeze warning, frost advisory or freeze warning that could potentially get issued next week, thanks to our overnight lows getting so cold. And believe it or not, we really haven't, had enough overnight lows near the freezing mark yet, but get ready, because now that we are getting closer to the time frame where we begin to see these cooler overnight lows and where we see a lot of these frosty and kind of chilly mornings take underway. So that's something to keep an eye on. And something else real quick, this is going to be a short-lived storm. This is Tropical Storm Carl. It's going to be mostly impacting parts of central southern Mexico here. So if you have any plans, or if you know folks down here traveling, doing a vacation, do know that, hey, there's a potential tropical storm. Again, expected to maintain storm strength, most likely end as a depression as you make its way towards the upcoming weekend. So right now, no immediate threats to the U.S. at this point. It's most likely going to remain a tropical storm, and that is, believe it or not, the only storm that is currently in the Atlantic, or right around the Gulf of Mexico region. Now, of course, if you look at what you don't see right around here, there's actually another storm that's off this map here. Of course, this is just what's showing you where we are right now in the midst of hurricane season. There's another storm out to the Pacific Central that is going possibly to develop over the next several days. But for us, Carl, no immediate threat for our area, just making some impacts towards the Gulf of Mexico, stirring up some of the ocean down there. Now, we are beginning to get a little cooler now, since we are beginning to have that season transformation take place from summer to fall. Now that we're getting closer to going to fall to winter here in just a couple of months, the most likely threat of a possible hurricane is still out there. It's not zero, but most likely the high of a possible of a hurricane is beginning to diminish as out there as well. Now, many tropical storms are developing, but right now we're halfway through the alphabet, as the next named storm would be Lisa on our list. So we are already halfway down our named storms. We've had about 4 or 5 hurricanes. As you know, Fiona and Ian most likely are going to be retiring named storms because of the amount of damage and how strong they got of winds of a Category 3 to 4, even 5, almost. Ian was 2 miles from becoming a hurricane Category 5 storm just in the matter when it's making direct impact in Florida. So, and again, still to this afternoon, they are still dealing with thousands without electricity. I know this is going on almost 2 weeks now that this storm has made some sort of impact towards that area. So they are still with that electricity going on another 2 weeks at this point in time. So if you have family, friends down there, check on them. Of course, I believe there's a God's Pit crew from Danville that's going on there. There are mercy ships. There's so many FEMA assistance, and of course the National Weather Service and the National Hurricane Center still helping them to investigate all of this unfolded there in Florida. So on that note, you all have a wonderful afternoon and good evening to you. Again, rain showers overnight tonight. We may fall heavily at times, so if you're a light sleeper, you're going to hear the rain come down heavy on the rooftop. So try to get to bed early if you can. You may wake up tomorrow morning on your Thursday with some clouds. Later in the day, you are going to notice a shift in the winds as well as a cold front as it bringing the rest of its rain shower. So again, overnight, early tomorrow morning, we'll see rain, and then again, just a few spotty showers possible later in the afternoon, and then by 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in the evening hours, that front finally passes through our area, giving us some much dry weather to start the weekend. Y'all take care. We'll talk more on Thursday.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.